Hey, Park Fitness, Coach Tim here on behalf of myself and Coach Lisa, bringing you some at-home exercise options while we all do the responsible thing and shelter in place. I've sketched out a very basic 20-minute program you can do in front of the TV as long as you have clear floor space of about 4 feet by 6 feet. We'll start with around 3 minutes of a light warm-up, which will consist of low-impact, large body movement designed to progressively increase core temperature, heart rate, and range of motion, while previewing movement patterns we'll use later. Then we'll move on to 4 minutes of bodyweight strength training, followed by 4 minutes of high-intensity intervals. 4 more minutes with an emphasis on core, and we'll finish with 3 minutes of stretch. I'm listening to my timer program and my own workout playlist in my headphones because if I run it loud for you to hear, I risk violating intellectual property laws and this video could be taken down. I recommend turning up your playlist on your own personal speaker while following as we get started. Knees and toes nice and wide, 20 seconds of a lateral lunge. Now you'll see I've got a mat underneath me. The black section is 4 feet by 6 feet. I can tell you in the description or maybe in your links below where to buy it if you're interested. Now this is side to side. We're getting the inner thigh stretching out. Moving on to shoulders. Keep the feet wide, maybe not as wide. Take your shoulders down and look over the opposite shoulder, pushing the front of that shoulder down and in. Try to get a little more flexibility. Now these are dynamic stretches in our first 3 minutes. We just want to get the body moving. Like I said, core temperature up. Exercise get a little bit stronger. Gonna take it to a squat, walk it out. Now this is a good precursor to a proper burpee. I'm getting down nice and low with the squat. It's also a precursor to a squat. So it previews the push-up, it previews the burpee concept of horizontal and vertical, and the squat at the same time. Now we're gonna move on to our next lunge, or stretch I should say. Child's pose to high plank. Drop those knees, palms out in front. Suction up the palms, bring it up to a high plank on the knees or on the toes. Now you can put the knees down each time or keep it up on the toes if you want a little bit more. This will warm up the core a little bit, shoulders. Now standing up tall for me. By the way, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I just wanted to demonstrate to you how a yoga mat could be used as well. You wanna make sure that whatever you've got for your mat, you're not going to be slipping and sliding on it. And your space shouldn't be hard. That's why I have that long. Thick mat underneath me to protect me from that hard tile floor. I can drop that back knee down and up. And ideally, I want to be moving in my first 3 minutes. I'm going to pivot 180 degrees. These are long runner's lunges. Take that back knee down and up, down and up. Good. I've got my fingertips down. I've got my chest off of my quadricep if I can. And a little bit of core here as well. Take it back to the center. And we're going to take it to a high knee march. That's going to be your low impact option, or a high knee run if you're ready for the impact of the heart rate. You're going to get the elevated heart rate. You want your knees as high as your hips, if possible. Straight on the jumping jacks. Now a low impact jumping jack option is tapping side to side. Big motion either way. I'm still in the middle of my 4 by 6 space. All right, moving on. First exercise, we're gonna be doing squats. Drop those hips nice and low as your knees. We're doing this for 45 seconds. I take my hands out to the front, giving me myself my fingertips as my focal point, something to focus my attention on. Drop the hips back each time. Eyes are out in the distance on the horizon. And each of these strength intervals, bodyweight strength intervals, are going to be 45 seconds. You don't have to follow my tempo. Follow your own tempo. Just give me that nice deep hips as low as a knee squat each time. Moving down for a chest push-up. You're going to be going to your knees, hands are wide, or your toes. Again,
Hands are wide. 45 seconds worth. That's an awful lot. I'll give you the head-on view. So hands are wide. Elbows get to 90 degrees. You bring that chest down as close to the ground as if you had a softball or a grapefruit onto your chest. 90 degrees at the elbow. One more time. Side view on the toes. On the knees with the hips in line, or the final version. Hands still stay wide in line with the shoulders, but out wider than the shoulders. Bring the chest toward the floor like you're trying to kiss the floor. My hips are over my knees. I'm getting a lot of chest here still. Ideally, knees are back, so your hips are in line from your fulcrum, whether your fulcrum is your toe or your knee. Get those elbows out nice and wide. We're going to take it back up to our feet again. This time it's going to be a step back or a step forward lunge. I'm going to give you either option. Step forward lunge, you come down at 90 degrees, keep the shoulders back, chest up, and then we're going to switch it. Just take your time with the movement, hands on the hips if you don't know what to do with them. I'm doing a step forward lunge, but here's the deal. Bad knees, problematic knees, or you just generally are a little nervous about the integrity of your knee for whatever reason, step backwards instead of forward. So again, step back lunge, front knee always stays behind the toe. It takes some of the pressure off that front patella. If you're stepping forward into your lunge, while it's good because it's daily activity, we usually move forward, so it's good to get used to that forward motion. If your knees are questionable, step back instead. You'll still get strength gains. Ideally, you want to be lifting with the front leg and lowering with the front leg. We're going back down, strength again. This time the elbows are going to screw into your rib cage. We're doing push-ups, but we're not letting the elbows go out. We're keeping the elbows right into your ribs. Side view looks like this. On my toes, hips in line, elbows to my rib cage. Now, feet can be anywhere from hip width to shoulder width. You shouldn't be out super wide on this one. Keep those elbows in nice and tight. This one can also be done on the knees. This one can also be done with the knees under the hips. But if you're going to do that, here's what I'd rather have you do. Take the elbows, put the knees behind you, let the elbows come down to the back, and you're still pushing with the triceps with that motion. Or, better still, knees behind you. On the toes is your challenge option. Some folks who've been taking a lot of yoga know this as chaturanga. Hips in line, straight line, top of the head through the shoulders. All right, we're moving here to Tabata. This is going to be high intensity. First move is going to be a speed skate. I want you moving right leg to left leg, throw and catch. Cross the midline. If you had a cone out, probably about 3 to 4 feet wide, you're trying to touch cone, 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 cone. Notice I take one leg and cross it behind me. I can turn this into a step touch. Reach, reach. These intervals are only 20 seconds now. 2, 1, you get 10 seconds rest. Moving straight into burpees, we previewed in the warm-up, horizontal, vertical. I prefer a push-up and I prefer a jump. Down, out, push-up at the bottom, in, jump. Options, down, walk it out, knees down, push up, walk it in, calf raise. So your choice. Intensity is your call. And intensity is going to be determined by how many reps you knock out in addition to which version of push-up, which version of walking out or hopping out you chose. Plyometric lunge. Alternating step back lunge is your low impact version. Same thing you did before. I'd rather see switch, switch, switch. Being careful to get that range of motion. So quick or slow or even low. Try to get as many good reps as you can in the time you have. Hands under the shoulder or wider, I should say. Mountain climber. Knee comes under the hip or under the chest. Quick or slow. You can keep the feet off the ground. You can touch the toe down. Just don't bounce that butt in the air. Keep everything nice and low. All these intervals, 20 seconds, 10 seconds in between. We're going back to the first Tabata interval we did. Speed skater, you remember how that goes, right? I'm doing the high impact version. Don't forget your low impact version option. It's gonna be that step, step. You don't have to leave the ground, but I'm looking for vertical distance and I'm coming down to that imaginary cone. If you got something you can put down on the floor, maybe a pair of cans, some paper towel or toilet paper roll, you can aim for those. Burpee, horizontal, vertical, knees or toes for the push-up, jump or calf raise for the jump. We go. If you're going for the push-up, give me that 90-degree elbow at the bottom. If you're doing it, do it. Knees or toes. Remember, you can walk it out. Push up on the knees. Walk it in and calf raise. Back to our lunges. Plyometric means jump in this case. Explosive power. So, I'm doing a quick version. You can slow it down. You can even make it a little bit more vertical if you want. Decide what you're looking for from this workout. And there's only 4 minutes of these high intensity intervals. Last interval, then we get onto some core strength. Hands wider than shoulders and in line with the shoulders. Knee under the chest or under the hips. You can tap down, you can slow down, just don't let those hips go above the shoulders. Everything tight through the middle. I got the sweat going now. I know I got this workout started. Core strength, you're already face down. We're gonna go to a high plank to a low plank. I'm gonna take my hands together. Watch what I do. Right elbow down, left elbow down, right knee tap, left knee tap. Right elbow up, left elbow up, right elbow down, left elbow down, tap, tap. Now, I'm going to tell you when we get to the halfway point so that you can choose to change your lead, which is now. Down, tap, tap. So now I'm doing everything left side. This is all about the core. Woo! All right, I'm moving to my back. Pike up, hands over the top of my head. Arms extend. Feet and arms come together. I'm not looking for shoulder blade. I'm not looking for back off the floor. Just shoulder blades. Arms and legs. Reach. Tailbones up. Shoulder blades up. Reaching for the toes. Come on, back down. Long. Each time. Can you do it without touching the heels down to the floor? Option here, double crunch, tap down, double crunch, tap down. This interval is 45 seconds, so whether you've chosen the reverse pike with me or that double crunch, whichever version you chose, stay strong through the range of motion. Limit your range of motion if you're struggling, but you want to keep that long challenge where the legs are long the whole time. Don't go down as far. All right, flip it back over. One more time, rotating plank. It's a high plank position, and I want to see you rotate up. Slalom ski feet, and rotate. Look at my feet. I come over to one side, hand goes to the ceiling, back to my toes. Hands to the ceiling, back to my toes. Option here, check this out. As I flip my right hand up, my right knee comes up. As I flip my left knee up, or left hand up, my left knee comes up, and I can still keep that plank position from my knees. Okay, another challenge option, push up, rotate. Push up, so if you feel like you wanted more upper body strength, because we only spent 4 minutes on strength, upper and lower body. Here you go. Add a push-up and a rotate and a push-up and a rotate. Back to your back for your last one. This one, last time, you only got the shoulder blades off. This time, shoulder blades and back, but you can leave one leg down. You're gonna alternate the leg that lifts. So entire back as I reach for the middle. Your option here, just give me that shoulder blade up and your back, that pike. You decide where you want to be. A final option here, if you're struggling, knees over the hips, don't let them come in any closer. And shoulder to knee, while opposite leg extends. That's your bicycle. But that's not this, that is this. So you decide, where am I working right now? Okay, we're gonna stay on our back, and we're gonna start our stretch by taking your right leg up. Hands move up the back of the hamstring towards the calf, or towards the ankle. I've got my left leg long. I'm pointing my toe down to my forehead. Now I'm pointing my toe up, circling the toe, and other way. Now while the leg is long, I'm letting it fall across the body. And I'm taking that same arm, my right leg's falling to my left, but my right hand comes out to the right, shoulder blade stays down, and I'm looking to the right. This is a twist. Take both feet up to the center, drop that right leg, let that left leg fall out. This time, take your head, look to the left, left hand out, shoulder blades down. You can suction cup that left palm or leave it up. My left leg is over to my right. Now take that leg back to the center. That's my mirror image stretch for my hamstring. Hand up the back of the left hamstring toward the calf or ankle. Point the toe down or point the toe up. Circle the toe both ways. Grab your hamstrings, rock it up, seated position, crisscross applesauce. Make sure you can see the TV or whatever you're watching this on. Pull that shoulder in nice and tight, low across the front. Take that same elbow over the top of the head. Pat yourself on the back. This is a tricep stretch. All those tricep push-ups we did, even the regular push-ups we did, really targeted the back of that upper arm. Triceps did a lot of that work. Switch that over to the other side. All of these stretches are 15 seconds right now, guys. Your hands between your shoulder blades. If you're flexible enough to come from behind and get that bind, go for it. Otherwise, stay on top. Totally cool. Take that same arm across the front for that mirror symmetry, opposite side. Get the shoulder down, away from the ear, and pull it in tight across the front. I don't care how you pull it, just get it away from the ear, and you're gonna feel the upper back shoulder release. Let's take it to our feet. Actually, to our kneeling hip flexors. Left leg forward, right knee is down, hands on the front quad. Push that body up and tall. You want a little bit more? Whichever leg's in front, take the opposite hand outside and rotate. Now let's switch sides. So I'm switching my 2 feet. Hand goes outside if I want. Find that thumb behind you. Or just keep it right here for me. Thinking about hip flexors primarily, a little quadricep stretch too at the same time. Hands on the quads. Back flat and roll slow as you can possibly roll. One vertebrae at a time. Shoulders are heavy, head's heavy. Take your time. Shoulders go up, back, and down. 2 hands go out to the front. Now you get the back of both shoulders at the same time. If you got some kind of a column in your house, maybe a door frame that you feel secure against, fingertips grip it and pull, open up. Both hands up, look to the ceiling, let both the elbows drop down back and towards each other. Lean back into the stretch. Eyes are on the ceiling. Keep your chin lifted, keep your eyes up, and squeeze the back of those hands towards each other. Guys, that was 19 minutes, including that 1 minute that I started talking to you. And you guys did amazing, I hope, I'm guessing, if you followed along. Don't forget, any movement there's inherent risks with, but for me, there's a bigger risk with not moving at all. So, hopefully you followed along, hopefully you stayed safe, and do remember, you do these exercises at your own risk, but hopefully life will be a little bit better for you on the other side. Coach Tim, on behalf of Coach Lisa and on Park Fitness, on behalf of Park Fitness, thank you guys for watching this. I hope to put out something else for you in the next couple of days. Y'all have a wonderful stay in your house. Stay safe, stay clean, wash your hands, and all that good stuff.